Hi, I hope everyone's having a wonderful day today. In this reading, I'm going to be doing a channeled message from your future husband or wife. There are three groups to choose from. Group 1 is the Apatite. Group 2 is the Firestone. And Group 3 is the Clear Quartz. So if you want to take a moment to center, focus on your breathing, and feel whichever group, maybe multiple groups or perhaps all of the groups that you're most drawn to. I'll give you a minute to make your selection and then we'll get right into it. And there are timestamps in the description box of the video for each group if you'd like to jump ahead. And up next is a close-up photo of the crystals to help you better make your selection. Hi, Group 1. You chose the Apatite. So I'm going to start with some tarot and use these as the framework for the channeling, and then I will dive into the deeper energy surrounding that. I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense using pronouns such as I, me, you, and we, and then I'll follow that up with some standalone message cards and close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have Death, King of Wands, Page of Cups, Seven of Swords, Queen of Swords, Four of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, Two of Wands, and the Chariot. I'm saying goodbye to a version of myself that has allowed me to move through a very difficult phase of my reality, not in a manner that I would describe in any way as thriving, but that was strong enough and closed off enough emotionally to allow me to ride the waves of change with very little effect upon who I am at a core level. And this can only be described as an aspect of myself that was built for survival. But in order to step forth into this new chapter, this door of opportunity which has opened, which has my name on it, and which is beckoning me forth into a new kind of life and closer to the reality of the two of us linking our lives up with one another in a permanent sense, then I need to force myself to step into that uncomfortable void space of change, to become someone I have never been before, and to allow this process to take place very naturally and organically, which conflicts with every part of me that likes to control outcomes and have all the answers before taking leaps of faith forward. Your essence encourages me to trust in the process that is underway in my life, though I am confused many times about the meaning and purpose of certain tests that I have faced recently in my reality, and if these are truly going to strengthen me in the end, because they only seem to diminish and take away from a sense of security that I once knew. I understand that on the other side of this rebirthing process is the opportunity to not just have a companion by my side, somebody to fill the time and the empty space in the bed next to me, but to be able to align very deeply with the type of love that is only present within a dream space, but that I have the opportunity to build from the inside out in the here and now with you. You are my answered prayer, and you are a wish come true. You have come into my reality, just up ahead, further down the road than the place where I am, but close enough that I can keep my eyes upon you at all times if need be, as a motivator, as a guide, as a beacon for me as I take this brave path forward into a whole new version of how I have been living and the reality which has benefited from my energy, time, and effort for far too long. There is a newness in the air all around me now, the more that I am opening up and listening to my own heart, when it encourages me to close off to certain things that had become very habitual, but which were draining and taking away from my sense of safety and peace within my life on a regular basis. The more I am listening to this voice within my heart, I am led beyond anxiety into a place of knowing that I will adjust into a state within myself where I am able to thrive. And all of this is thanks to the living example that I am able to catch glimpses of and how you are moving through the world and through reality, which is calling some adaptation within me close to the surface so that I become more and more comfortable with a departure from what I have known as routine and regularity in order to reestablish myself in a different sort of way, which I know is exactly the version of myself that most aligns with who you are and what you need going forward. I wasn't looking for love when you popped up on my radar, and now that I have caught sight of you, I cannot turn my attention fully towards anything else. I know that I am not falling off the edge of my regular routine into a place that would be called obsession. You instead are like a welcome homecoming that encourages me to go through the heavy lifting of finishing out on certain tasks that need to be done and being courageous enough to really inventory my reality and make certain changes in the direction of things which are malleable and yield to my touch readily. The more that I am expanding and questioning who I have been up to this point and the life that I have been living, in conjunction with what you inspire me to strive towards as a motivational force, the more I am feeling at home in myself in a way that has not been the case in years. So even though there is still so much mystery between the two of us that needs to be uncovered, it is safe for me to say that I feel more alive and more at peace and more certain of myself, even in this place that we are at with one another at this point, than I have with even the closest romantic connections I have experienced in my past. I want to learn the nature of every aspect of yourself that feels underappreciated in love. Someone like you should never be made to cry because of the carelessness of other people in not seeking out and appreciating your needs, your value, and your worth. And I don't ever want to be one of those people who takes you for granted in the least bit. I want to be methodical in the process of not just listening to the words you say, but learning to understand you energetically so that I can read between the lines and see how you are responding to things that I am giving versus what I am holding back for myself. And in this way, I feel that there can be a pattern established between the two of us where we can maintain our individuality and yet our love can be a place where we each thrive and blossom. It is my fondest wish to be able to shower you with a type of affection that you have never known before. So when I approach you, when I take the steps forward that I've already planned out and mapped very intricately, it would be a wonderful thing indeed if you were to allow me to take the lead fully, surrender your need to try and become something, anything other than who you are, or to compare what is possible between the two of us with all of the ways you feel love has failed you in the past. I see you as somebody who is self-motivated and is focused on things other than the frantic search for an other or a counterpart at this particular point in time. This attracts me to you in a way that I cannot describe, because I know that I will pop forth into your reality and be that gift and blessing that you weren't even looking for and might have lost hope completely of ever finding at this time in your life. I feel that it is the honorable and chivalrous thing to do in order to try and court you the old-fashioned way. So I am digging back into the recesses of my imagination to a version of myself that was unblemished by the ways in which love has a tendency to disappoint even the most well-intentioned people, so that I do not by accident mimic a version of myself that was deeply wounded and disappointed through losses in love in the past, so that I can approach you with fresh eyes and an open heart and mind, able and willing to give you all that I have and hold inside of myself, so that together the love story that we write can be different and better than anything either of us has ever known. So, those are your messages. Let's see what else your future husband or wife wants you to know. And we have, every word I say holds pure honesty and integrity. I mean every word. You can trust me. I often withdraw to process our connection. It is where I receive greater understanding. I love your sensuality. I yearn for your touch. You are my life-nurturing force, my reason for being on earth. Together we will experience many lives here and spread healing across humanity. I've been visualizing you laying beside me and us lovingly looking into each other's eyes. We are magnetizing each other. Your radiant light draws me in. I see you in my future. I visualize all the awesome things we'll do together. Don't ever stop shining your light. It is so beautiful. I am undergoing an amazing awakening. I'm finding myself along the way. Please be patient with me. And I will support you. I'll provide all that you need. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. V, M, R, F, L, V, T, L, U, J, G, H, Y, N, Z, P, G, B, C, B, W, X, T, and I. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 2. You chose the Firestone. So I'm going to start with some tarot and use these as the framework for the channeling, and then I will dive into the deeper energy surrounding that. I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense using pronouns such as I, me, you, and we, and then I'll follow that up with some standalone message cards and close the reading out with some initials. have the Queen of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, Six of Wands, the Lovers, the Ace of Wands, Three of Wands, Five of Wands, King of Swords, Three of Swords, and the Seven of Swords. I know that we are destined to be together, and I'm sorry that I am jeopardizing your peace of mind by taking my sweet time in announcing my intentions to you fully. I am caught up in the midst of the opinions that other people have sowed as seeds that were well-intentioned within my subconscious and my mind, but which have caused me to second guess and doubt the nature of my feelings and my heart in general, because I knew right from the start, from the moment that I met you, that you were the person that I was meant to be with. And yet in these modern times, the idea of love at first sight is something that others around me and people in general think of so skeptically. And so I have been counseled to take a slow and gradual approach to this situation, which does not feel entirely comfortable, authentic, or organic for me. And so it is causing me to create mistakes within this situation that I know is eroding away at your peace of mind bit by bit. Everything inside of me is screaming for me to just throw caution to the wind, for the two of us to run away with one another today, tomorrow, any day would be perfect. Because the longer that I wait, the more that I sit here on the sidelines, having deliberately and intentionally pulled my energy back because the intensity between the two of us felt to be too much, the more I am certain that I am only creating a deep crevice of hurt inside of you that it would be necessary for me to fill with a level of consistency and emotional depth that I am capable of, but which shouldn't be necessary at all, because there is nothing that you need to prove, become, or do in order to fulfill my image of what the perfect person to stand by my side through the ups and downs of life should be. I've kept the two of us and our future with one another waiting for long enough. And I'm trying to work up the courage and the motivation to go against promises that I have made to certain other people in my life and other commitments that I have put in place that would cause our connection to be something which would blossom and flourish fully further down the road, so that we can start here and now exactly where we are in building something that is intense, honest, and free. I feel so lonely, and there is an ache inside whenever we are at a distance from one another, as is the case right now. Everything within me, every cell of my being yearns for you. It is hard for me to keep my attention fixed on my present circumstances. I am distracted by a sense of urgency that grows day by day to rush back towards you, to pull you in close, to share with you the deeper meaning of my feelings and suggestions and hints that I have made about the deeper implications of our connection with one another. Because I know my heart is entirely safe with you. You are my confidant. You are my partner. You are my best friend and my lover, all wrapped up in one person. And I have no need or want for any other relationship in my life to shine as brightly as the bond between the two of us does, even in these periods of time where we are most remote from one another. And this lets me know that as much as there may be contradicting elements within each of us and how we have chosen to live our lives within this incarnation, that we are in fact the perfect fit for one another, the complementary pair, that we are stronger together than apart. And so I will be coming back towards you on bended knee with a greater degree of explanation than I have provided to you up to this point in time about my mindset and my motivations, because I owe you more than simply slinking back in and resuming my place next to you as if nothing has occurred. I want to let you in closer and deeper than I have up to this point in time, so that you will take this as a form of a token of affection, rather than a series of excuses that would represent me trying to duck out from my responsibility of the hurt and loneliness I have caused you. I want you to see what I am about to show you and tell you as an invitation to come in closer to an aspect of the sanctuary inside of myself that I do not often let people enter, and up to this point in time have kept you away from at all costs. You are somebody who makes sense not just to the present version of me, but who I envision that I will become and am working to elevate into for the future. I trust the advice that you give me because it is always something that comes from a higher knowing and from the heart. I have never met anyone as selfless as you, and you encourage me to shift my priorities away from having to people please others at the expense of myself and my needs, in order to prioritize what that voice inside of me is telling that I need to start gravitating towards. And in this way, just as you are, I feel that my contribution to others can become more valuable than it is up to this point in time. I have a greater vision, more than just a romantic life that we will create with one another, but something that I want to build with you in the here and now, that I feel will sustain us not just materially, but will help to fulfill some sort of deeper meaning and purpose as to why we have aligned with one another in this life. It feels as if bigger dreams and visions I have for the future can only be deciphered and understood by you. Even beyond words, there seems to be a secret language that is exchanged between the two of us energetically and at a soul level. You intuitively encourage me to progress forward in directions you are not even presently aware are of interest to me, and this lets me know that there is something divinely orchestrated by the introduction of one another into our lives. I want to be able to be that same support system for you in any ways that I can. I don't just want you to lift me up in the pursuit of my own dreams and desires, but I want to be that reciprocal partner for you that is able to provide all the sustenance that you need on multiple levels, so that you can explore the deeper meaning of your life and can create happiness for yourself in a multifaceted way as well. So those are your messages. Let's see what else your future husband or wife wants you to know. Okay, and we have expect an invitation to my home. I want to make you a delicious dinner. You bring me a higher love. You help me transcend my fears. I've been visualizing you laying beside me and us lovingly looking into each other's eyes. I see you in my future. I visualize all the awesome things we'll do together. I am amazed at your beauty. I could look at you all day long. I've been sinking into blissful meditation lately and receiving higher guidance about you and me. It's time. I am ready to tell you the truth. I know you've waited so long to hear it. I've been playing romantic songs and thinking about you. I am building my career and finances. Financial security is important to me. And I have an insatiable desire for you. I crave you. I want to seduce you and caress your body all over. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. We've got N, G, R, C, H, S, X, L S R V O C U U T and M. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 3. You chose the clear quartz. So I'm going to start with some tarot and use these as the framework for the channeling, and then I will dive into the deeper energy surrounding that. I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense using pronouns such as I, me, you, and we, and then I will get some standalone message cards and close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have the Hierophant, Two of Cups, Six of Swords, the Magician, Four of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, Nine of Swords, Six of Cups, Seven of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. I lost you once, and now that I have worked up the courage inside of myself to approach you directly and seek to make a new window of opportunity where we can make up for all of the wrongs that happened between the two of us in the past in order to birth a new future with one another. I need you to understand that I will not falter or hesitate once I take that first step towards you, because I don't want to get your hopes up high only to let you down once again. This time and space and silence between the two of us has been invaluable to me. I see myself, you, and our situation from an entirely new perspective, and I see that there was an undue burden that was placed upon you to somehow rise beyond the disappointments that love has handed to me on a silver platter in the past. You were competing with wounds you didn't even know that I had, nor that had been inflicted by you. And so it is with sadness in my heart that I must open up and make a deep confession to you, that I knew with certainty that our connection had the ability to become something strong and beautiful and true. And yet I very consciously chose the easy and yet wrong path forward for myself, which put you at a disadvantage, which was to continue to remain loyal to a level of pessimism which had settled into my life and mind and heart as far as romance is concerned, that I see has shifted you on a course of a journey you never ought to have been expected to embark upon in the first place. I know that it's going to require so much more than an apology in order to earn your trust back and to become more than just a secondary and sideline character within your narrative. I know that I have created sleepless nights for you where you have been wrapped up in your own mind wondering what you could have done better that would have caused me to stay or to behave to you in some manner other than how I have previously. I was acting from a place of immaturity. Life has humbled me. I have grown profoundly in the time since we have parted ways with one another. Many aspects of me will be unrecognizable to you, not simply because they were hidden, but because they didn't exist at all before. It has been necessary for me to create an entirely new architecture inside of myself, where I have burned to the ground a version of myself that caused hurt and misery to you and to others, and from this place to allow my tears and self-pity and wallowing to water upon the ashes of yesterday, to create some kind of a substance that would become the bricks that then have created an entirely new structure, piece by piece within myself. So, although you may recognize me from the outside, I need you to understand that opening your mind and giving me a small opportunity to prove to you that I have in fact evolved and am different will be something that will put all of your fears to rest. It will not take very long for you to understand that I am a transformed individual. And all of this can be credited to the fact that the universe was very displeased with me in the past as a result of what I've put you through. I know that you don't owe me anything at this point, and that I am going to have to work very hard for a second chance with you. But it is something that I look forward to more than anything else, even though it may take time for you to move beyond the doubts and the fears that what has happened between the two of us previously will resurface, and you will be back in that place of loss once again. I am able to go the distance with you in a way that was not possible before. And I know that I will need to spend the rest of this lifetime checking in constantly with you to make sure that you are feeling secure in the position that I am aiming to create between the two of us in the here and now. I feel that perhaps what has happened between the two of us has created some sort of benefit that between us, that the future we were always meant to have could only have been born through the wreckage of who we each were as individuals and all the potency and potential that existed between the two of us previously. I did not appreciate the love you had to give at face value, and so I tossed it aside like it was ordinary. It was only in losing you that I came to understand that you were always my gift. You reflected to me the better version of myself that it has been a struggle to find and create single-handedly. And yet, this has all been part of what I have been tasked with in order to right the scales of balance between the two of us in a way that does not simply just make up for lost time or suture the wounds which have occurred, but can maximize the potential that always existed between the two of us, that was only able to be found through the deep and profound way which I have loved you silently and have missed you from afar all this time. I have thought about reaching out to you on many different occasions, but the timing never seemed right before. I have watched you from a distance for quite some time, and there was a period when I thought maybe you were better off without me, that to come forth would only interrupt the momentum that you were forced to create in your life. You are living beautifully, and you are shining brighter than ever. And now everything inside of me says that the timing will never be perfect for me to re-emerge into your reality. And so I must just take that leap of faith, throw caution to the wind, and put myself out there in the hopes that even if you reject me at first, that you will soften to the idea that I truly have learned my lessons and have been embarked on a parallel path of self-discovery and transformation alongside you that might make it possible, even further down the road, for us to build a bridge beyond what has collapsed between the two of us into that bright new beginning which I know is possible. We need to have a very long heart-to-heart conversation with each other, and I have been building my stamina and ability to sit in the midst of confrontation with others without getting triggered or running away or shutting down, as was the habitual pattern of myself and the wounded version of who I used to be. I know that there's a lot that you need to offload, things that you need to speak, tears which need to be cried, emotions which have to flow freely, and I must simply receive it all, not allow it to bring me down too low, but trust that it is part of the healing process which is necessary in order for us to grow beyond this point. I don't want you to feel that you need to hide anything from me. And so I will take my time in displaying to you that I am a trustworthy person, where investment of your heart with me would be a safer prospect than it had been even on the best day of my life in the past. Thank you for being that catalyst that has shifted the focus of how I have been relating to myself and the idea of love in general. Thank you for being so brave along the solitary path that you have been asked to walk, and for continuing to listen to the voice of your heart when it tells you to move forward in new directions or hold space for the potential of a resurrection between the two of us. You inspire me to step into an ability to love deeper and more loudly than I ever have before. I will do whatever it takes in order to win you back. I will be patient as you learn to trust me once again. So, those are your messages. Let's see what else your future husband or wife wants you to know at this time. And we have, you are my life nurturing force, my reason for being on earth. Together we will experience many lives here and spread healing across humanity. Our souls have known each other for eternity. I know we are destined to be together. I am buzzing with energy every time I think of you. When I'm with you, I feel so complete. I don't want for anything else. I could listen to your voice all day and night, like a lullaby. It's music to my ears and soothes my soul. Please forgive me. I know I was wrong. I have the drive to succeed. I believe in us. Do you? Always remember that we are part of the divine plan, connected always in love, compassion, and spiritual truth. Together we are one within the cosmic web of unconditional love and blissful serenity. When we ascend, we are enlightened to the meaning of our souls. I am undergoing an amazing awakening. I am finding myself along the way. Please be patient with me. And I've become so empowered. Thank you for believing in me. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Y, U, G, J, I, F, W, S, U, T, M, H, T, R, D, C, D, V, O, S, B, V, I, W, and H. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.